the set.
Quiet on the set.
Back count.
5, 4, 3.
Mepham, welcome back to Midweek Update.
This week we take a look at the Mepham softball team, seniors advice for juniors, Monday's track meet, and a senior interview.
This and more as we take a look at what's going on this week in Midweek Update. I'm Jacob Sarduy.
And I'm Anthony Hoffman, and welcome back to the Midweek Update, the B&B show that brings you closer to the people and places in and around the Mepham community.
I am so excited to be hosting with you, Anthony.
I know, and with school coming to an end next year, I hope that we host more together.
Next year is a big year for you, Anthony. It's your last year at Mepham.
Yeah, it is. And I'm not sure whether I should be excited for what's in my future or nervous about applying for schools. What if I don't know where to go?
I'm sure you'll figure out where you want to go and what career path you'll pursue.
Yeah, but it's not as easy as you make it seem. There's a lot that goes into figuring it out.
Well, I know a way to see how others figured it out.
How's that?
Ruby Mattis has shown us how other seniors came to their decision and what happened then.
Upon first glance, applying to college seems like an excruciatingly long and draining process that comes with a lot of stress. However, after taking the time to sit down and talk with seniors that have already applied to college, you will find that there are aspects that do align with your preconceived notions, but there are also aspects of the application process that differ entirely from what you believed it to be.
So to choose the schools that I applied to, I used Naviance, which is a website that allows you to narrow down your college search.
I mainly started by looking up my major, and what my particular school would be if I were to go into the best school for my major.
I think the most intimidating part was finding schools that I would be happy to go to and ones that fit my needs and stuff. And I was able to find those by touring those schools and getting a feel for which schools I could see myself attending for the next 4 years.
I would recommend starting a few months before the end of your junior year and definitely trying to get in contact with a teacher at that time and try and figure out, are you going to help me with my application? Are you going to write my letters of recommendation as well? And just do that before and then work over it over the summer.
I do wish I had started earlier, started in the summer, and had at least a finished Common App essay by the time I came back to school.
So I think the most intimidating part of the application process was definitely the supplemental essays. Those were definitely jarring at first because these colleges have set questions and each specific college can have anywhere from 1 to 3 or 4 or 5 questions.
Something that made me stand out was that I tried to be a part of as many extracurriculars that I was interested in as possible, because they want to see that, colleges want to see that you're in clubs that you are interested in.
I think actually getting started was the hardest part, but I feel when I started it was really easy and you just go with the flow of everything.
Started filling out the basics on Common App in August when it opened, just so I could get some of that out of the way, especially the parent information. They require a lot of information about your parents, so it's better to ask that in August when you're at home.
The most intimidating part of the application process was easily the number of supplementals I had to do for it.
I wish that I knew that I can't reuse a lot of the prompts. For more selective schools, they're more in-depth and very specific, so you can't just reuse all the prompts that you want to, so try and start ahead.
If you want to apply to the same number of schools as I did, just be wary that there's only going to be one, and you need to be able to weigh which one is better, which one's not, and if it's worth it to even try to apply to it.
I think that you should know that wherever you end up, I think that's where you're meant to be, and a school doesn't define who you are. There's a lot of things to life, so yeah, good luck with the application process.
For B&B, I'm Ruby Mattis.
Thanks, Ruby. I'm grateful for the advice, and I hope it helps me with my application process.
Now that those seniors have warned me, I definitely know I will be taking their advice.
Along with the year ending and seniors running to the next chapter of life,
We finally covered a track meet. Matt Manna was very happy about it, to say the least. Here's Basilia Mekhaiel telling us about how the meet ran.
Thanks, Jacob. I'm Basilia Mekhaiel here at the Mepham track. On Monday, B&B filmed its first ever track meet. This meet was full of spirit, different races, and field events. This was also a great opportunity for all. If you missed out on the meet, you can watch it only on the B&B YouTube channel. For B&B, I'm Basilia Mekhaiel.
that was fast. I wish I could run as fast as some of those runners.
Same. How do they run like that is my question.
Honestly, I'm not that sure. But on the topic of sports, Ryan Marr has a cover on all of our sports.
What up, everyone? I'm Ryan Marr, and this is your Midweek Week in Mepham Sports. And I know this is not my usual setting, but we're changing it up a bit. Anyway, let's get into it. Starting off with the baseball team, because I'm the baseball correspondent. And let me just say, they have a great team. They are currently undefeated in conference and are 13-0, and won on Monday 10-0 over Great Neck South. Kieran Keogh hit a home run and almost hit one of our cameramen while we were filming at the track meet, where Mepham came in third. You can watch the first ever live coverage of a track meet here on the B&B YouTube channel. Moving on to the football field, the girls took the win against Freeport last Saturday, 28-0, now heading over to the Diamond. Once again, softball will look to win over Oceanside later today. Lastly, the girls lacrosse team will take on Carl's Place here at home today, and it's their last home game, so come out and support. As sad as it is, spring sports are already coming to an end, and what a year it has been in Mepham Sports. Anyway, that's it from me. I've been Ryan Marr, and now back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, Ryan. Before we move on from sports, we do need to take a close look at the softball team.
I heard that our very own Lily Yepes has a big role in the team this year. And here's her brother Luke Yepes to tell us about it.
The Long Island Championship is not the easiest thing to earn. Many teams are fighting for the #1 spot each year, but for the Mepham softball team, they're hoping to complete a successful championship run for the third time in a row, even after the loss of 8 seniors. Coach Tom Simone believes things are going to be different this year with this new young team.
Almost a brand new team. It's a young team, good talent, great talent, and has high hopes to become a good team like we had last year. So the momentum from winning LIC last year kind of just, I don't think it really helps. I think it's almost like a new beginning of a team.
The loss of these 8 seniors plays a toll on the team, but top 100 player on Long Island, Lily Yepes, is ready to step up to the plate and fill her role on the team as a leader. Lily's teammate and Mepham softball star pitcher, Giselle DeLutri, believes that Lily's leadership attributes will have a great impact on the team.
I think she's team leader because she's always trying to make us better people and better person, and also just a player on the field. She's always helping out in every single way. Even while she's hurt right now, she's still the most supportive person on the field, even if she's not there.
Lily is not just a leader on the team, but is a leader throughout the Bellmore-Merrick community. She takes part in many different activities, including the leadership program, student ambassadors, and many more. One of the things Lily is most passionate about outside of school is her internship, where she has the ability to help the community.
I do an internship, and it is at a local garden where I started my own herb garden for anti-inflammatory, anti-anxiety herbs that we give to the community. And I'm also making a cookbook that uses the vegetables and the crops already at the garden to make cheap and inexpensive meals for the lower income families that we give the food to in the food pantries.
Although Lily is a powerhouse player on the team, many things are going to have to be done this season if they want to make it back to states.
A lot of practice. Seriously, a lot of practice. A lot of practice, and they need to become one. They need to become one as a team where they all know what each other's going to do before they're even going to do it. If you can't get that as a team and teammates, we're not going to go back anywhere.
Hopefully, Mepham softball team will be able to adjust to the curveballs thrown at them and make another run for states. For B&B, I'm Luke Yepes.
Thanks, Luke. I love to see the roles that Lily takes on outside the B&B room, and I wish the softball team great luck for the rest of the season.
Me too, but moving on from sports, I really do enjoy hearing about the best parts of being at Mepham.
And this week we're sitting down with Thomas DeSalvo. Welcome to the show, Thomas.
Oh, hi. How you doing?
We're so happy you could take time to come and reflect on your time in B&B with us.
Yeah, it sounds great. What do you guys want to ask?
So, Thomas, what have these past 4 years at B&B been like for you?
They've been pretty good. Without this whole program, without this whole thing that we do here, I'd have nothing. I'd just be home right now, just sitting on the couch.
What are some of the biggest things you've accomplished during your time in the program?
Mainly just making a few really good packages, just making friends with all people like Hannah, Bickham, Q, they're all great. I'm just happy to be here and just stuff.
What advice would you give to the younger students at B&B and those that are joining the program in the future?
Do the work. If you like it, you'll succeed. You'll do great. You have 3 great teachers to learn from. Just do what you can.
What will you miss the most about B&B after this year?
Mainly the people here, just working on shoots, especially when it's a disaster. Nothing's working, but we all come together and we all fix it and get through it.
Thanks for coming on the show, Thomas.
You're welcome. Not any other time.
I truly am going to miss seeing him and the rest of the seniors next year.
Me too. It's really sad to see everyone leave. Well, that's it for this week's episode of Midweek Update. We'll be back next week with all new stories from around the BMCHSD to bring you inside the parts of the community we don't always get to see.
Until then, I'm Anthony Hoffman.
And I'm Jacob Sarduy, and we'll see you all next Midweek.